So, I decided to do a series on Steam Greenlight demos, and the first game that popped out to me was a game by the name of Demon Peak. Now the game has a nice art style, it's got demons, and it's got Metroidvania elements, and a demo, so I'm sold, I'm in. Let's give it a whirl. Now the first time I recorded this demo, I played it through at 30 FPS by accident, and that caused a couple of bugs. Caused the enemies to go invisible for like a couple of seconds, and they'd hit you during that period, and it wasn't good. So I scrapped that footage, and I'm gonna do it again. But this time I'll know what I'm doing. So the few bugbears I have with the menu and stuff is there isn't any mouse control, which would be nice to have. The resolution options is just a scale, which isn't really good. I'd prefer if we just had the resolution options, and there isn't any borderless windowed mode. But apart from that, you can rebind your keys, even for the gamepad. It's nice that the demo actually has gamepad support, because I prefer to play these types of games with a gamepad. And yeah, that's just all that out the way. And it is a demo, so I can understand some of those features not actually being there. Now, anyway, let's dive into the game and give it a shot. Okay, so the game throws you in right here. You've got your light attack, your heavy attack. You can also charge your heavy attack. And then you've got your alternate attacks, which is a fireball and a charge. Yeah, I mean, the stone pretty much says it all. You've got a block as well. And you dash. So the light attack again, it's got a few different animations for it. Fireball. And the charge. The problem is the most effective thing to do seems to be to just spam fireballs at these guys. And you can't break the lights, which would be nice. I mean, I feel like there does need to be some sort of mana system put in place, so you can't just spam fireballs. Because really, you can just do that over and over again. And you use the hammer to get up here, and just spam more fireballs. Or you can just charge through all the enemies. There isn't really any reward for actually killing enemies. If you get up here, there isn't actually anything up here. You can't get up there just yet. And there is a secret up there as well. This is the save point. I like this. This is really cool, the way it's all designed. It just feels complete. Like, one problem I do have with some of the backgrounds is it does feel like there isn't as much detail as there could be. Down here is the boss room, but you can't get to there yet either. It is really tempting to just jump up and hit the lights every so often. And here you got a chest, which is a Metal Gear reference, which is kind of funny after the last video. It's the corpse of Snake. Oh, I get stuck there, but yeah, the corpse of Snake. That's, couldn't have put it better. So you just spam more fireballs as we get up here and keep climbing up the tower, and of course I fall right off. I do feel like the movement is a bit floaty at times. It might just be the speed, but sometimes just makes me fall off platforms. That might just be me though. Oh, it does. It's hard to say. Here we've got the only other enemy type in the game. At the moment anyway, the demo. He does change where he attacks depending on where you're blocking. If you're blocking high, you'll hit low. If you block low, you'll hit high. The most effective thing seems to just be charging up your attack and hitting them over and over again. I just feel there wasn't any purpose in the block during this demo, so it'd be nice to see the combat system a bit more fleshed out. Here we get the air dash from the altar. Now you can just jump up and dash, or dash across. So we can just go over here. I've got another chest with a Zelda reference this time, which is nice. I like the references that are all plotted around. But I would like to see maybe a bit more done with chests. Maybe this is just a demo thing with the references, but it'd be nice to see maybe a mix of references and chests with stuff in. Here I try and get up to the other reference, which ends up with me falling a few times. It's actually quite difficult to get up there. You can use the hammer, the heavy attack, to sort of hold yourself in the air for a few seconds so you get a bit more of momentum when you're up there. But yeah, I'll just skip to the bit where I actually get up. Alright, and up here is another... I assume this is a reference to something, but I'm not sure what it's a reference to. I just can't think at the moment what that might be. Up here we've got another enemy. Can't actually look at the stone until you've killed this enemy, which I found out. So, just dash at him, hit him a few times, and what all these stones seem to be saying is the different abilities that you pick up, or it talks about the save points. I think this area is okay in terms of its background, but I think it was the next area by the boss room with the orange sky. Feels like you could put more detail into there, but that's just a nitpick, I guess. Would also be nice if there were more secrets. I'm not sure if I missed any, but these little areas with the sort of demon skeleton in the wall, they're like places in Castlevania where I'd look at and go, I could probably break the wall down there. We pick up the ground pound ability here, so we can drop down here. And see there, I try and attack the wall, see if there's any in there. But there isn't, so we can just keep dashing on. Again, there isn't really a purpose for killing any of the monsters, apart from seeing what the demo's like. Hopefully there's more in the main game to that. And then we can drop down here and we're in the boss room. There's no indication there's a boss room until you're in there, like Castlevania or something. But that's not a problem. We just see this big Minotaur looking guy with the armor. We'll just deal with him. He does spawn these rocks with enemies inside that get really annoying. The enemies aren't really the problem, you can just ignore them. But what is the problem is when you get stuck on a rock or behind the rock when you're trying to hit him. He does this charge move every so often, which leaves him stunned. So you can get a load of hits in there if you use your light attack. Not sure what actually triggers the charge. Main strategy for this was just charge in and out of him because I couldn't really see another way of dodging his attacks. But it worked pretty effectively. This is what I mean about stuck in between the rocks. Comes a bit of a pain here. He does his charge attack again, and I can pretty much light attack him down now. And then we get some royalty-free music. I'm pretty sure I've heard this before somewhere. And lol on the boss. And that's the demo for Demon Peak. It's still got a lot of refining to do, but it looks really promising. I'd just like to see a bit more of everything. More enemies. Maybe do some more with the block system. Maybe have like a counter attack or something. More enemies. More moves. All things I imagine the developers already have in mind. So I'll give that a thumbs up and we'll see what happens. Demon's Peak. Feel free to give it a go. I'll put the demo in the description and the Greenlight page. Just give it a whirl on your own if you want. It's filled with many demons. Three demons to be exact. But more to come. Or perhaps you are the demon. Whoa. Okay, we're getting too deep. I think that's where we end the video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.